Well, welcome Bulldog fans to National Championship Sunday. As you can hear, it's a festive environment here outside of the Nationwide Arena here in Columbus, Ohio, as fans are waiting to enter the complex and begin what is expected to be a memorable day for one program. Mississippi State advances to its second consecutive national championship game, hoping for a better result than they had last year when the Bulldogs fell to South Carolina for the third time in the 2017 season. The first meeting between Notre Dame and Mississippi State will take place today. In fact, as I mentioned in today's column, Notre Dame has only played a Mississippi college program one time in its esteemed history, that being back in 2001 when it played Alcorn State in the first round of the NCAA tournament. That didn't go the way of the Braves. The Bulldogs will certainly expect a better result today than what the Alcorn State Braves had back in 2001. This Bulldog team is ready. This Bulldog team is prepared for this moment throughout the season. If the preparations really began last year as the team walked off the floor in dejection with confetti falling around them that belonged to their rival, South Carolina. And let's be honest, it is a rivalry. It is a budding rivalry within the league, but today it's about the NCAA championship game. Mississippi State now prepared after a great run in the tournament that began with a blowout win over Nicholls State, a tough-fought game against Oklahoma State, and then certainly a very strong ball game against North Carolina State, and ultimately the Bulldogs win in the regional final. What many expected to be a matchup between 1-2 of State and Texas, but they get a UCLA team, which is very similar to this Notre Dame team. Notre Dame, a very guard-oriented team, not a real post presence, much like what State has seen. But let's be quite honest, nobody has a post presence quite like Mississippi State and Tierra McCowan, and McCowan really is the story today. The Bulldogs will have to shoot it well from the perimeter, but let's be honest, Notre Dame does not have a counter for Tierra McCowan in the post. If McCowan can stay out of foul trouble, she has an opportunity to dominate this game, much like she did the last one with a 21-point, 25-rebound performance. And let's be honest, Louisville was more than a game team, but in the end, when the game mattered most, Tierra McCowan got her hands on every important rebound and then had an outlet pass out to her guards who ultimately made the free throws to put the game away. Expecting a very, very competitive game, as you would certainly expect for a national championship final. But this is a ball game where you have two teams equally skilled, equally talented, and two teams that like to get up and down the floor and play offensive basketball. Should the game turn into a half-court battle, you got to like Mississippi State's chances just because of the fact that State certainly has the length inside to make this a war of attrition. They can certainly win. We'll be back when the game is over. Either we'll be talking about Mississippi State's first ever national championship and the first team in Mississippi history to win a Division I NCAA national championship, or we'll be talking about another year where it might have been. My hope and belief is come post game we're going to be talking about the Bulldogs cutting down the most important nets of all.